Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Nimble training webinar. Today we'll go through the entire application and I also demonstrate how to use the mobile application. If you have any questions or feedback during today's session, please type them into the questions box and we will cover them at the end of today's session. Before we get started, what is Nimble? Let's spend a few minutes discussing that. Nimble is an easy-to-use CRM that works for you in Office 365, G Suite, and everywhere else you work. It automatically combines your contacts, communication histories, email inboxes, and calendar appointments. It also integrates with social media and with almost 200 different SaaS applications. We also want to let you know about the next training webinars. The next one we have is in a week, 6/17, contact import and contact management strategies. We also have another general overview on the 24th. July 1st, we're going to cover deals, pipelines, and reporting. And then a week after that, we'll do another general overview. So let me get into the app itself. Okay. So here we are on Nimble's Today page. This page allows you to completely customize it to your specific needs and the role you play in your company. Before the Today page starts populating with data, we have to make sure that we have connected everything we need into Nimble. So we'll go into Network and Imports under Settings. Okay. Let's make sure that your email account is connected to Nimble. Nimble supports all email providers as long as they are IMAP. We do not support POP. Even if your email is POP, try contacting your email provider and see if they could enable IMAP for you. If you're using Office 365, we have some great news for you because connecting your email, calendars, and even importing your contacts can be done with only one click. If you're interested in connecting both your email and calendars and also importing your contacts, simply leave all the options checked and click on Connect Office 365. You will then be asked to log into your Office 365 account and then to pick the contacts you want to import from your Outlook. Please always remember to apply a tag to any contact import to ensure that both you and all of your other users know who imported what contacts and from where. Let's go back. If you're using Gmail, connecting is also very easy. The only difference is that you'll have to scroll a bit down to also be able to connect to your Google Calendar. If you're using any other IMAP type email, simply select the IMAP option after clicking on Connect Email Account. You can also connect your social networks. Nimble currently only directly integrates with Twitter. This means that after you connect your Twitter account into Nimble, you will be able to see the entire history of the conversation you've had with your prospects and customers on Twitter directly inside your Nimble account, together with your email conversations. Facebook, together with Instagram and LinkedIn, made the business decision a few years ago to close their APIs, so we were unable to directly integrate with them. We just do make it possible for you to use Nimble on all your favorite social networks via our browser extension called Nimble Prospector, which Michaela will be covering later. It's possible to import your LinkedIn connections into Nimble by downloading them from your LinkedIn account and then using our CSV import to bring them into Nimble. Again, always making sure that you and your teammates are applying tags to all contact imports. If you want to make sure that your LinkedIn contacts are always up to date in your Nimble account, you can either run this export and import periodically, or you can use your Nimble Prospector browser extension to bring them in as you add them to your LinkedIn network. Note that Nimble will always automatically merge all duplicates if they have the same email address. Okay, so we have already covered that you can import contacts into Nimble from a CSV file. This is a convenient way, as many companies are using many spreadsheets with lists of their customers and prospects. You can either first make sure that all of your column names correspond with the names of the fields in Nimble, or you can manually map them upon import. If you're transitioning from a different CRM or importing contacts from LinkedIn, it's very likely that we already know what the original file looks like, and we will give you the option to select from our save mapping to save you time on mapping the fields manually. And you can access those by clicking on the Save Mapping button. Okay, so another way to get your contacts into Nimble is by using our integration with PySync. And you can see all of the different apps that you can use PySync with. Pricing is a company that specializes in bidirectional data synchronization, and they offer a free 14-day trial to all of our users. During the trial, you can import as many contacts as you want into Nimble, and after the trial expires, if you sync less than 2,000 contacts per month per account, you can enjoy using this integration for free. If you need to sync more than that, there would be a charge associated with it. Michaela, if you can please share the PySync pricing page so people can get an estimate of what that would look like. This charge would be on top of your Nimble subscription. Okay, so now that your emails and calendars are connected, let's go back to the Today page. Should be populated with some valuable business information. The Today page is completely customizable, and you and everybody else in your company can pick what widget they want to see. The widgets can also be moved around. You can either click on the Manage Widget button right here, or the 3 dots on the different widgets themselves. So you can move it or hide it if you would like to. You can move them around so that the ones that are most important to you, like your calendars, tasks, email tracking, and deals, are at the top. So let's take a look at each of these widgets as a whole. In the Deals widget, you can check the status of deals in your overall pipeline while taking progressive action directly from your dashboard. Click to access engagement history and current insights on key contact. You can also update deal statuses, add notes to existing deals, or create new deals. Okay, so here we are again. The Stage Funnel widget will allow you to track your sales funnel. Monitor your active prospects, leads, and opportunities at each stage to see a quick overview of your stages to know where you need to focus to meet your goals. The Pipeline Chart widget shows all of your deals organized by date. The color coding on each bar gives you a visual of the amount for the deals you've managed by the stages they're in for that month. I just created this account for demonstrative purposes, so I don't have a whole lot of information in it, but once you start adding to your deals, you'll see more of that populate. The Tasks widget will help you follow through on all your to-dos. You can see all your open tasks, upcoming, overdue, completed, important, as well as your team's tasks. The Events widget will allow you to review your meetings for the day. You can select from the drop-down menu and either see all of the calendars you've connected or connected to Nimble, or select only your personal calendar. In the Signals widget, you can see how your prospects and customers are interacting with you on Twitter. The Highlighted Contacts widget will give you the option to see important contacts based on the parameters you've set, such as title, location, company, or interest. To personalize suggestions for highlighted contacts, you can edit the search criteria within contact keywords in your Nimble settings. Nimble will search these keywords in the social and contact bio for your contacts to surface relevant people for you to connect with. So those are the main widgets of the Today page. So I'd like to move to the Contacts tab, which is where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. Nimble has a lot of features, but it's a contact database at its heart. You can easily select if you want to see all your contacts, just people, just companies, recently added contacts, recently viewed contacts, or people that you set up stay in touch reminders with. You can also see your removed contacts. The account admin can set how many days they will allow the deleted contacts to stay in this folder. And let's now review what an individual contact record looks like in Nimble. I'm going to pick on John Ferrara, who is our CEO. Okay, so here we are on the contact record. You can see that all of the basic information about a person at the top of the contact record, like their name, picture, title, company they work for, short bio, and more. It's very easy to log notes. You just click on this button. There you go. And then add notes. You can also add related contacts if you'd like. Log any past activities, schedule future activities, including custom activities which the account admin can create in settings, send templated and tracked emails, and create deals. You can also review, edit, and create new tags, as well as qualify leads using the fields like rating, status, source, type, and owner. The individual fields can be customized in settings. On the right-hand side of the contact record under interactions, you will see the entire history of the interactions you've had with this person, including all notes, emails, Twitter messages, deals, and any activities. You can also use the individual tabs right here, as the main interactions tab might be a bit overwhelming as your relationship with your customers grow. The Messages tab will show you all the emails that you and your team members have exchanged with your prospects and customers. Your Twitter interactions will also show up here. Notes are searchable, so on the Notes tab, you can go to this search bar and type in a keyword, and then you would find the note associated with that keyword. The Deals tab will give you an overview of all the deals associated with this contact record. Next to the Interactions tab, you'll see the Data Fields tab, in which you can create up to 5 custom tabs, and under each of them, up to 200 individual custom fields. All of these fields can then be segmented. It's ideal to use any specific information you'd like to keep about your prospects and customers. Data fields can be configured from the Settings section. You and your team members can also upload files to contact records from OneDrive, Google Drive, and Dropbox. Okay, so let's go back to the main contacts page so we can discuss our segmentation feature. You can launch the segmentation feature by either clicking in the main search box, and you can see all of these fields that you can segment under, or you can add a segment. So the search engine in Nimble allows you to search across many data fields to help you organize your contacts into lists. Once you organize your contacts into lists, you can take bulk actions such as sending group messages and setting follow-up tasks. As an example, let's create a search using the following criteria. So let's do last contacted by me less than a day ago, and email is not empty. Okay, so it's thinking. I think that because everyone's working from home, the internet's been a little bit slower on my end. So you can see that we've created a segment based off of people that we have their email address, and I've contacted them less than a day ago. Once you have your search, you can take several actions, such as marking the entire list as important, setting a stay in touch reminder, adding a tag, merge duplicates. You can also export the list if you're the account admin, or if the account admin gave you the permission to do so. Bulk delete, again, if you're the account admin or the account admin gave you the permission to do so, or you can send a group message, which brings me to the group message tab. Okay, so Nimble allows you to send targeted email messages of up to 100, 200, or 300 contacts per day. This is a great way to send targeted sales outreach or marketing messages to lists of your contacts. The most common question about Nimble's group messaging we get is if we can replace your marketing automation system. And the simple answer is no. A group message was designed to be used in conjunction with our segmentation feature and to allow you to send targeted email outreaches. The biggest advantage of using Nimble's group messaging is that the messages are being sent over your own personal email address, so they will appear as if they were sent from you, not an email marketing system. When composing emails in the group message window, you have the option to use merge tags. If you pick the first name merge tag, Nimble will automatically grab the first names of everybody in your outreach list, helping you personalize the message. You can also set up your signature in the settings under email settings and either create a new one or copy and paste your existing signature. Once you create your email, you also have the option to save it as a template to save time on retyping the same message again in the future, as well as pick from any existing templates. Templates are also shareable, so you can easily share them with your team. Before you send your outreach, you can also send yourself a text message. So you can do that using this button right here and make sure that everything looks good, there's no typos, and that all of your links work. After you've sent your message, you can review the insights on clicks and opens in the General Group Message tab. So you can see that this one was successful because I only sent it to one person. So 100% open rate. Thank you, Michaela. In the report, you can see how many people are interacting with your message. You will see how many people open your message, how many of them clicked on the links you included, and how many people have not opened your message yet. You can then use these insights to follow up with people that open more than once or twice and send them another, possibly templated message. So that covers the group messages tab. Let's move on to activities. There's a couple different ways you can view your activities. I prefer the listing tab, which is kind of a newer development. So the activities listing provides you with a comprehensive table of scheduled and completed activities. The table columns can be configured to quickly see which data is important to you. Additionally, activities can be exported. You'll be able to select the team members from whom you'd like to create the report for on the left side. I don't have any team members on this demo, but that would be where you would see it. You can also pick which activities you want to see specifically, including tasks, events, calls, and completed. And you can also select the time frame on the right-hand side. You can also configure the table to only focus on specific fields. To export your report, you can click the Export button on the top. So let's move on to the Deals section. You can use the Deals feature to manage sales opportunities, marketing projects, regular projects, renewals, and more. Nimble allows you to create as many pipelines as needed. The account owner can delegate permissions to different users to be able to configure and create pipelines. To create a new pipeline or edit an existing one, you can go to the Customize Pipelines button. And to create a brand new pipeline, you can, you can go to the Add Pipeline button. We'll call this one Test 2. Save. Working on it. Or we can just go into this pre-made one. And you can see that once you click into your test or your newly created pipeline, you can start adding stages and set the limit of days in the stage as well. When we go back to the main tab view, you can also see the list of your deals in a pipeline or on a list. So you can toggle between the views. Yep. To create a deal, select New Deal in the top left-hand corner. From there, you can name the deal, relate the deal to multiple contacts and companies, add the valued amount to the deal, schedule an expected close date, project the probability of closing, and choose the beginning stage for your deal. You can also export your deals from Nimble by clicking Export to CSV within your Deals tab. You'll then be able to choose which deals you'd like to export, all, active, won, and lost. You can also export lists based off of the team member that owns the deal. Which brings us to the Reports tab. Taking a second to populate as well. Gotta love the internet. Okay, there we go. So Nimble enables you to build reports for specific pipelines for your team as a whole or by individual user during any time period you select. Choose from one of our preset time periods or use the calendars towards the top right here to set your own. The dashboard, which we're looking at right now, is where you can view yourself and your team members' deal progress at a glance. The Forecasted Deals tab will show you all future deal outlooks. You can sort by month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and specific time intervals. The Deals History is where we've covered all the main features in Nimble, this is where you may view all historic deal results, sorting by time intervals. And that's the general overview of the Reports tab. Now I'd like to go into Nimble Prospector, so I will hand that over to Michaela. Michaela, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let me take over.
I can give it to you.
Or give it to me, please.
There you go.
Got it. Right, should be sharing my screen now. So Megan mentioned at the beginning that we developed a browser extension and email plugins called Nimble Prospector. The reason is that we know, because we work the same way, that most of our users spend most of their time in their inbox or doing research on various different websites, company websites, or using social media and not in their CRM. So that's why we have Nimble Prospector. It's currently available on Google Chrome, on Firefox. It's also available on Microsoft Edge, and soon will be fixed and available on Safari as well. What it will allow you to do is basically use Nimble outside of Nimble. You can see that I'm currently in Gmail. So if you're using Google Chrome and you've installed the Nimble Prospector Chrome plugin, it will automatically plug into your Gmail. And what will happen every time you open an email, Nimble will either show you an existing contact record for the people that you're emailing with, or it will help you create a brand new one. So you will be able to create new ones and update existing contact records and also set up any follow-ups without having to open another tab, log into Nimble, and put the information in there. So as you can see, with one click, I was able to create a brand new record for Megan. Straight from here, I'll be able to mark her as important. I can set up a stay in touch reminder. So then Nimble will send me a notification to stay in touch with her every 2 weeks. I could also add a note on her contact record, log a past activity, including any custom activity. I could schedule, call, I could put an actual calendar event on my calendar. I could create a task for myself or anybody else on my team. So I can also delegate tasks straight from here. So if in the email, somebody's asking for something, but I would want somebody else on my team to send it to them, I could create tasks for them. They'll get a notification on their end. Once they start working on it, I'll get a notification that they're working on it. Once they complete, I'll get a notification that it's been done. And inside of the person's contact record in Nimble, everybody on the team will be able to see the entire process of this. So who assigned the task to whom and who completed it and when. You can also message people from here and create a deal. As you can see, Nimble is also searching for more information about the people in the background. So I can say, yes, it's Megan on Twitter. It's her on LinkedIn as well. I could apply new tags or select from existing ones. And if you scroll down on the extension, you'll see the other information about the person. So you can qualify the person straight from here. And these individual fields are completely customizable. So if you go into settings in Nimble, you can customize them to your business model. And you'll also be able to see the history of all the interactions. So this is the way it looks like in Gmail. I know most of you are on Office 365, so you're probably itching to see what it looks like in Outlook. So when you open it up in Outlook after you've installed the Nimble add-on to your Outlook, when you open up an email, when you're on the web version of Outlook, and it might look a little different on your end, I'm using currently the web version of Outlook for Mac for Office 365. So once you install the add-on, you'll be able to click on the 3 dots here, scroll down to find the Nimble logo. It will open up. And again, if you already have the person in your Nimble database, we'll show you their existing contact record. If you don't know them, we'll help you create the contact record for them. and you'll be able to do everything that I just showed you in inside of Gmail. The UI currently looks a little different, but we're working on unifying it. So you can mark the person as important. You can set up stay in touch reminder. If you click on the plus sign button, you'll be able to create a note, task, calendar event, set up a call, create a deal, or create a calendar event. You can also edit the contact record and make any changes to it. You can view the contact details, create new tags, or select from existing ones. And you'll see the history of the interactions with the person. It looks very similar on Outlook Desktop as well. The only difference is that you don't have to basically fish for it, because once you install it, you'll have this nice Nimble logo in the top right corner. So you'll be able to just click on it, and the existing contact record will pop up, or you'll be able to create a new one. We talked that Nimble Prospector also works on any social media site, and I'm sure most of you are interested in if and how it works on LinkedIn. So after you've installed it to your browser, you simply open it up, and you can hover over any name anywhere on your home feed or anywhere where you see a hyperlink name. And again, if you don't have the person in Nimble, Nimble will help you create the contact record. So as you can see, with 2 clicks and probably 2 seconds, I was able to put the person in my Team Nimble account. It's also looking for him on other social media sites. So all the information they put out on other social media sites about themselves, if you decide to add the contact record to your Nimble account, if you're, of course, sure that it's the correct person, all the information will be automatically added to their contact record, so it will save you a lot of time on data entry. And all the information that will be added to the contact record, you'll be able to segment on inside of Nimble. So the number of their followers or any keywords from their bios when you're doing an outreach to your prospect list and so on. We already covered that you can add tags, you can qualify your leads, you can review their summary, little bio, and after you have interacted with the person, you'll be able to see the list of all the interactions here. You can always edit the contact record, make any changes. You can view your custom tabs and custom fields and fill them in. Another cool thing that Nimble does is that it helps you to create lists. So if you're using it to prospect, you can hover over multiple people at once. Nimble will be creating a list of them, and then you can select all of them, apply a tag, and bring them into Nimble. Just like that. Nimble also helps you merge duplicates. So we'll be automatically looking for people that already exist in your Nimble database. If we detect duplicates, we'll give you the option to merge them straight from here. So let's create a duplicate contact record for Stu. Now he's been added to Nimble. Now I have him twice. Let's hover over him. And as you can see, Nimble is showing both of the contact records. I can select both of them. Select the merge option. You can also decide which account you want to be the primary one and merge. Another cool thing about Nimble Prospector when you're using it on the internet is that in case it's blocking something on your right side, you can always move it to the other side of the screen. So if I wanted to create a contact record for Andrew Cuomo here, I could easily do it. Once done, I can move it back on the other side of the screen. And I mentioned that it also works on company websites. So when you go into a company website, open it up, Nimble will know that you're on the company contact record. If you already have the company record in your Nimble database, it will show the existing contact record. If you don't have them, it will help you create a live contact record for them. And all this information is already pre-filled. So it should save you or your business development reps a lot of time in terms of data entry. And I mentioned that when you're on LinkedIn, for instance, on any other social media site, you can just hover over any hyperlink name. If you're, for instance, on somebody's LinkedIn contact record and it's not hyperlink, you can always just highlight it and Nimble will do the same. You can also use this on any company site in the About Us section. If that's the place where you're prospecting, you can highlight the people's first and last names. Nimble will help you create the contact records, and then you'll be able to just copy and paste into the contact record any type of information that you would like to attach to their contact record. So now I would like to show you the Nimble Mobile App. So here we are. Let me actually close Nimble Prospector and go here so it's less distracting. Here we are. So when you open it up, and I'm demonstrating it on an iPhone, but the features are almost identical on both iPhone and Android. So when you open it up, you're on the agenda screen. This will give you insights into what's on your calendar. So it will be a combination of your meetings, your calls, and tasks in Nimble. So if, let's say, you're on the run and you want to make sure that you prepare for your meeting, you can just click on it. Select the person that you want to learn a little more about, and you'll be able to review their contact record. So you'll see a smart summary. You'll be able to review if there's anything pending, if you need to follow up with them, if there's a deal pending, or if you or anybody else on your team created any notes. You'll see the entire history of the conversations you've had with them. You can email them from here. You can send them tracked and templated message, so you can have templates ready to go in case you're on the go. You can also, as you set up your email signature inside of Nimble, it will also be automatically populating into all your other places from where you can be emailing people from Nimble. You can dial them. Once you dial it and then finish the call, Nimble will automatically show you a screen with pre-populated information such as how long the phone call took and so on. So then you can easily log all the calls into Nimble. You can create notes from the contact record, create deals. When you click on the plus sign button, we'll give you the option to do all the other stuff you are able to do from inside of Nimble, your email, and also use a Nimble Prospector. So you can create new events, tasks, calls, or any custom activities. So that's the contact record. When we go to tasks, that's the second tab in the app. You'll be able to see all your upcoming tasks, those that have been completed, those that you have marked as important, or those that you have delegated. If you want to create new one, you can click on the plus sign button here and create the task. When you go to contact, you can either manually search for anybody, or you can open from the list, review their contact record, or if you click on the 3 lines in the top left corner, you'll have the option to search from the main categories you're familiar with from inside of Nimble. You can also use any safe searches, or you can look for any contacts that you or anybody else on your team may have tagged. In deals, you can review all your deals from all your different pipelines, and of course, easily create a new one. So you'll be able to open it up, see the summary, the amount, on which pipeline it is on, what stage is it on, what's the expected close date, the probability, who are all the contacts that are involved in this deal, and so on. You can also make any edits to it from here, or you can win the deal or mark it as lost. When you go into more, this is the place where you'll be able to view your email tracking. So if you use the built-in email tracking inside of Nimble, you'll be able to see how people are interacting with your emails. and you can also set up the notifications. So Nimble will give you the option to set up notifications for tasks, calls, events, and all the other activities. And you can also determine how often you want to be notified. So if you want to get notified 10 minutes before your call or your calendar event, you can set it up so a Nimble will deploy a notification for you. And I believe that's everything that I wanted to cover. So back to you, Megan.
Okay, so we have a couple questions. Michaela, were you able to review them?
So
Michaela?
not yet. Let me take a look now. So Keith's saying that I believe he's having issues with the notification that, let me share my screen again. 1 second. Let me open them up on my phone here so I can share my screen and show everybody how to find everything you're asking about. All right, got it. So I believe that Keith is referring to all right, 1 second. Trying to pull it up here on my phone. Internet's been slow. Got it. Okay. So I'll share my screen again. Megan, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that Keith is referring to this little pop-up on top of his Nimble account. So he says that he's been stuck at 60%. So if you are sure that you've completed all the steps, please let us know at care@nimble.com and we will look into it for you. And I actually believe that there might be a bug with the Chrome extension installation. So we will check with our team and make sure that it's being fixed. And after that, it should definitely allow you to finish it. If you are interested in getting the extra 7 days, please send us an email at care@nimble.com and we'll make sure to manually apply it because this is obviously a bug. So apologies for the inconvenience. We're working on fixing it. Colin's asking, how can a sales manager track the activity of a team of reps? Is it with the activity and reports tab? Great question. So let me go into activities, then into activities listing. And let's say you're the manager, you want to report on the activities of your sales team. You can select the sales reps from here. So I'm just going to select Lucy here. And I want to see how many calls she has done, let's say from April 1st. I can also configure the table here. So I can only pick the fields that I'm interested in seeing. So if I want to see the duration of her calls, I can also move that to the top here. And then if that's something I want to keep seeing, I can also pin it. So I don't have any calls set up for her for this time frame, but let's pretend they're here. And then the sales manager would be able to see the report here, and you can also export it. So you can either export with the filtered activities, only those that you want to focus on. So in this instance, it's just calls, or you can report on all the activities. So I hope that that covered your question. Sean's asking, What UC systems such as Go to Connect can we use to click to dial and have incoming calls come into the Nimble? So I think that when you go onto an individual contact record here, let's say we're going to add phone number. Save it. You can connect it to some of the applications that you are currently using. So I was able to connect it with my FaceTime and also Zoom. So I would test if the system you are currently using would work, and you can always email our team at care@nimble.com and they would be able to assist you further. Diane, I have the Chrome extension on Gmail and it doesn't install, it just circles. Is there something that can be done about that? I currently have a trial. Is that causing the problem? No, it should absolutely work for you on a trial. One thing I would recommend is going into your extensions on your Chrome, looking for the Nimble Prospector extension, and I would just remove it and install it again. If that doesn't work, please send us an email at care@nimble.com and we will look into it for you, but it should absolutely work on the trial. Sean's asking, can we schedule and launch meeting using GoToMeeting from Nimble? We currently do not have a direct integration with GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar. There is an integration via Picing, but they would basically just allow you to import a list of attendees or registrants into Nimble, but we don't directly integrate with them that you would be able to schedule meetings from inside of Nimble. What you could do is to, if you're using, I don't know if you're using Gmail, let me show you. We're using GoToWebinar and GoToMeeting internally. So I've been able to use the plugin for Google Calendar from GoToMeeting, and then I'm able to fill the information from my Google Calendar. And since I'm syncing my Nimble and Gmail and Google Calendar, this will be filled out automatically, and I'll be able to see the information about this inside of Nimble, but there won't be a button inside of Nimble that you'll be able to use. But hopefully this could be a workaround. There's asking, please can you show the events in more detail? How much info can be loaded for each event? Yes, let me go into Nimble. Let's click on schedule an event. So the event name, then you pick the calendar you want it to go on. You can create as many calendars as you want. So always make sure you're putting on the calendar that you want. You can add the event description, and I'm actually not sure if there's a character limit. There might be. I've never heard of anybody who would run out, so it's probably pretty generous. So copying information for Zoom or GoToMeeting shouldn't be a problem. You can also set up, of course, from when until the meeting will last. You can also set up all-day events. You can set the location, invite guests, and also you can set up if you want it to repeat. So Barry, if you have any other questions about events in Nimble, please let us know. Vanessa, using the mobile app, Nimble will not put contacts on the phone, will it? We just use from the app. You have the option to sync, but it won't do it automatically. So if you go, let me go back in here. If you go into import, you can run the sync. So you can even sync now, or you can set it up to sync periodically, and this way it will be syncing with your phone. Robert, are there any mapping location-based features with the mobile app? Not sure exactly what do you mean? So if you can elaborate on that and possibly even send us an email at care@nimble.com, we'll be definitely able to look into it further and give you the best answer possible. Paige is asking, I imported data and the fields were not mapped properly. To re-import my contacts, do I have to delete the existing database or can I just re-import and it will update? If I need to delete, what is the best way to do that? Great question. So you can do both things. Whatever you think might be easier for you. In case you applied a tag to the import, it will be very easy for you to locate the tag and then let me refresh here. So you can locate the tag and just delete it. You can also pull up the tag of all these people, then make sure that you delete them. Or you can also go into networks and imports, then to contacts and CSV and run a new CSV file. So let me just choose one. Just going to grab this one. And okay, so just going to pick something random. I'll skip the rest. And here, okay, so this one won't work, but let me try. Let me go back and use a better spreadsheet here. Okay, this might have some first names. So I want to show you the pop-up screen that will show on next. Okay, here we are. So if you decide to just override the information that's already in Nimble, you can basically make sure that the information is correct in the CSV file, save it in the correct form, and then carefully review this part. So you would pick override existing contact fields with data in the CSV file. This way, we would replace it with the data in there. So whatever is blank will be blank, and whatever is filled in will be filled into the correct fields. Paige, could you is also asking, could you go over how I personalize add a first name to bulk email message? Yes, another great question. So let's go into group message here. You would just use the merge tag here and just select first name. So you would say dear first name, and we will automatically grab the first name of all the recipients that you selected here. Randy, does Nimble ever push anything backwards or is it strictly one way? For example, will a group email sent from Nimble show up in my email client? Yes, so once you connect your email to Nimble, it will be both ways automatically. So it doesn't matter if you're emailing to people from Outlook, Gmail, or Nimble. All the emails will always be in your sent folder in your email provider and also in Nimble on the individual contact records and in your message tab. And in terms of group message, of course, you would have to send it from inside of Nimble. But the good thing about Nimble group messaging is that it's actually being sent from your email provider. So it's being sent from your Gmail or Outlook. So it's always going to automatically also be stored in your Gmail or Outlook. Gavin, what is the crossover between Dynamics and Nimble? So we like to call Nimble the stepping stone to Dynamics. We have a lot of customers that looked into Dynamics and found out that it was too expensive, it was too robust. Dynamics does a lot, but there's a lot of companies that are needing to basically transition from not needing any CRM or transitioning from just using spreadsheets to just getting familiar with CRM. So a lot of these people are starting with Nimble, and let's say as they grow, as they require more customization, as they have more team members and need more more and deeper integration with Microsoft products and so on, then they basically graduate to Dynamics. So if you have any questions about specific features that you're not sure if Nimble has, or if Dynamics has, or what would be the ideal route for you, feel free to let us know at care@nimble.com. Sean's also asking, can you show us how Microsoft Teams is integrated with Nimble? So when you're using Microsoft Teams, you can download the extension for Nimble there. And then from within, you can basically set up a Nimble bot. And then as you're interacting with people in the chat, you can basically type in Nimble contacts, find John Ferrara. And then if John Ferrara exists in Nimble, the Nimble bot will find the contact record. Then you'll be able to edit the contact record, or you can also create new one. So you will have to, inside of Nimble Teams, you'll have to install the Nimble contacts integration, and then you'll be able to use it within Microsoft Teams. Lindsay, can team members use different email services, Gmail and Office 365 together through their Nimble account? Yes, absolutely. Everybody will have their own Nimble instance, and they can connect anything that supports IMAP. Amy, what proposal system are other callers using in conjunction with Nimble, and are there any that integrate smoothly, maybe QuickBooks? Yes, we do have an integration with QuickBooks Online. So when you go to Networks and Imports, it's available via PySync. Oh, actually, let's go to contacts here. Okay, let me see. I might be looked into different version of Nimble. So I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it here. Let's see under integrations. So if you go to integrations, or also it should be showing up on contacts, you will be able to search for the integration with QuickBooks. It's available through our third-party partner PySync. So they will give you 14 days to test it out for free. During that trial, you will be able to bring in as many contacts as you want into Nimble. And after that 14-day time period, if you would be syncing less than 2,000 contacts per month per account, then the integration would remain free. So then you would be able to integrate your QuickBooks Online and Nimble. And in the integrations and contacts, you can also search for the other apps that you might be using to see if we integrate with them via PySync. Simon, can how Nimble connect two ways with Constant Contact? We are having problems from CC back to Nimble for unsubscribes. So it will be done via PySync as well. So then you would set up the rules. If this person unsubscribes in Constant Contact, also apply an unsubscribe tag to their contact record in Nimble, and they would also be set up via PySync. So if you are having issues with the integration, please email us at care@nimble.com and we will look into it for you. Paige, I have already maxed out my storage. What is the best way to manage this? Great question. So you can go to billing, account status, and this is where you can see the usage of your account. Is there a way to set parameters on which emails Nimbles bring into the system? Unfortunately not. So the only way now would be to maybe delete some emails you don't need that you know have very large attachments. How do people handle deleting emails to create more storage? The 10 storage limit is only about 2 months of emails for me. Yes, so some of our customers, they delete the emails, and if they want to make sure they are not using the attachments that are usually taking majority of the space, they go onto the person's contact record after they've downloaded the attachments, they upload them into the contact record here. So they have the information on here, and maybe you can create a note and describe that I had to delete this email, downloaded attachments, they're uploaded to this contact record, and so on. So in this case, you know all the information is stored under the contact record, but you don't necessarily have to store all these large emails. Diana, is all of this included in the initial cost, or will it be added cost to sync additional apps such as QuickBooks? If you would be syncing more than 2,000 contacts per month, then there would be another charge associated with that. So PieSync will be on top of your Nimble subscription, but they give you the limit for 2,000 contacts. So you can also create lists, so you don't have to sync all the people from these applications into Nimble, but there is the limitation of 2,000 contacts. So I don't have any other questions.
Yes, I think that is all of the questions that we had today. I just realized that I forgot to mention the special offer for new users.
All right. Yep. Go ahead. Do you want your screen back?
Yes, please. Okay. Okay. So our special offer for new users is if you sign up today, you can get through 30 days of Nimble for free using nimble.com/offers/webinar30. Michaela, if you wouldn't mind dropping that link in the chat box as well, that would be great. And if you're currently in trial, you can reach out to us at care@nimble.com and we will extend your trial so you can also redeem the 30 days. And with that, I believe that we've covered everything. Thank you, Michaela, for your help, and thank you for everybody that joined today. And we hope to see you at next week's webinar as well. Have a good day.